Hi everyone, my name is Rob Torres and I'm an artist, inker, and colorist. Some of my work includes colorist duties in one of IDW's Star Mage stories, as well as several independent companies here in Florida. Some of the companies I've worked for include companies like Hashtag Studios, where I'm the current colorist for Tail Wands, Creature Entertainment, where I was the artist on Bubba the Redneck Werewolf, along with other well-known local companies like CAE and Resistance Entertainment. From time to time, I like to make tutorial videos or how-to videos and post them on the web for you guys. So please, check it out, and if you like what you see, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or Periscope. Thanks.
Hey guys, uh, thanks for joining me for the second part to my two-part video series. The second part's mostly just coloring, and if you've seen some of my other videos, you pretty much know the process that I go through to get this started. The coloring process is twofold. Normally, I have someone do the flatting for me, but for Souls Eternal lately, I've done all the flatting myself. Mostly just a control issue. Um, So, as you can see here, I'm setting up the backgrounds and I'm doing the flats for the background of what I'm envisioning. Um, I'm looking up the the reference files now for the colors. So as you can see, there we go. Lots of reference photos, by the way, if you're looking at my folders, my folder makeup. Reference photos for just about everything: mechs, women, men, children, everything, because you never know when you're gonna have that moment where you're like, okay, so what does this look like? I need an idea. And here I'm just doing the basic flatting work. In case I didn't, I don't think I mentioned this in the last video, but I do speed up these videos. This one's at 400%. No, 500%, I think it is. The previous video was at 400%. So I speed these up because otherwise you'll be watching a video that's a couple hours long, and who wants to do that? So, and then plus I do these little breaks here from music because I can't really work well without music. So there you go. I'm gonna have to find a way to edit this kind of stuff out. So anyway, here we go. I am opening up a file. I think I'm opening up a file to grab color dabs. Yeah, because I want to make sure the colors match. Here's another page from Souls Eternal. Alright. I might be a little more quiet on this video. Stop narrating some part through, and then just add like a generic audio file. Um, Not the last part of it. If I can find something that won't get me in trouble. Uh, So yeah, like I said in the previous video, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments or hit me up on any of my social media. I'm always around. You can hit me up on Facebook or Google Plus or Instagram or Twitter, even on Pinterest. I think I put stuff up sometimes. Or visit my Patreon. That's patreon.com, and then slash Rob Torres Art, or and just hit me up there if you have any questions. Uh, the flatting process, I usually use a dark or neutral background. That's why I have that gray. Just in case any of the flats are not perfect, because I am not a professional flatter. I don't do as good a job. I don't have the patience for it. I actually lose my patience while flatting super often. Um, and I hate it, to be totally honest. It's tedious work. Coloring is super cathartic and rewarding, but flatting, ugh. So, and I've tried using. I actually have Photoshop there. I use Photoshop for manipulating images and fine tuning the colors after I'm done on Manga Studio. Sometimes, because Manga Studio's color manipulation is good, but Photoshop you can has way more tools for doing that kind of stuff because it is a photo editing. So I can go in there and change that. Plus, Photoshop also has this thing where people have put out where it automatically flats comic book pages for you, like through a plugin. I've tried the plugin. I can't stand that plugin. I'm sorry. I will use it super emergencies only. Like if I'm on a time sensitive deadline and I don't have time to flat from scratch. But otherwise, I won't use it because it's just so freaking frustrating. It chooses weird colors and it's just crap. I don't like it. Plus, it's Photoshop. Its ability to gap fill, I guess, is really crappy. So substandard. Especially when you get used to Manga Studio. Manga Studio, see, like I'm doing these fills, I can actually set it to ignore gaps of a certain size, and like it can ignore some really big gaps. Photoshop, not so much. Not so much. Even the tiniest, like hair thin gap, it will not ignore, and it will like bleed out into the rest of your canvas, and then you basically wasted time. So now you have to go in there and find the gaps and close them. You wind up sometimes spending way more time doing flats in Photoshop than you would doing them just like this by hand. So most of the time now I just do it by hand because I don't feel like messing around with how temperamental Photoshop can be. And don't get me wrong, I'm not being paid by Smith Micro, who are the makers of Photoshop. I'm not being paid by them. I'm not a paid endorser or anything like that. I just, if I find something that works, it works. And before I got on Manga Studio, honestly, working digitally was a nightmare. I was only doing it because it was faster, supposedly. And I wound up getting real fast at it, but I had to like really exercise my patience. But with Manga Studio, it's just better. It's just better. There's no comparing it. It just, they make allowances for you as an artist that you won't get anywhere else. You really won't. So there you have it in terms of that. So not a paid endorsement, but definitely an endorsement. So here you have me. I actually grabbed color samples from the concept art that I made for these characters. As you can see, the characters look very different from their concept. But I think that happens. I mean, you get used to drawing a character, and you get more comfortable drawing a character, and next thing you know, the character changes with you. It takes on more life, more personality, and becomes more of a real thing for you. You know. My favorite character of the series, I would have to say, is Kelly. And it isn't just because she's brown and I'm brown. Although brown females underrepresented, in my opinion, in comics. But that's not why we made them brown. Totally honest. We just thought it'd be, different. But it's not just because she's brown. My favorite character is Kelly because she is, in my opinion, and I think over time you guys will see this, she is a badass. She is the badass of the group. She carries the biggest sword. She has full-on plate armor. She's the tank. And in MMOs, I like to play tanks because they're the freaking wall, man. You want to get to the team, you got to get through the wall, and she's the wall, man. She's badass. So that's a little trick. My effects layer. It's a new thing that I started doing with issue 2. I think it gets better results. You make a whole layer, and instead of just putting the layer as screen and then going to town with your effects, you actually black out the whole layer, and then you start adding screens. And I think the reason why that's better is because it leads to crisper effects, effects that don't look as muddy. I don't know. I could be wrong. I could just be talking out my butt, but I think that's what happens. So. Oh yeah. Okay, so this is pretty cool. This is something new I started, so you get to see me messing around with this. Giving life to the foliage via color and different brush tips. That's the sparse bristle, also from Ray Frendon. Ray Frendon is the man. If you're an artist and you're looking for brush tips for Photoshop or Manga Studio, or both, hit him up, Ray Frendon on Tumblr, or just Google him, Ray Frendon. The dude knows his stuff. He also does amazing reviews on equipment and tablets. I swear I am not an endorser. I am not a paid endorser for anybody. I'm just giving out information. That's all I'm doing. Um, you guys can take it or leave it, obviously. So yeah. So a little more back end on Souls Eternal. The original point of Souls Eternal was to make a kind of an American manga, something that could maybe even one day become very easily translated into an anime series. And of course, that gets me excited, you know. And it got Boden Naswachani super excited too, because the idea that maybe something we created can be seen through an animated medium, it's kind of awesome. Um, I don't know if this is as good as, like, say something like The Last Airbender. I don't know. I'm a really horrible judge at that because I think it is, but this is my baby, you know, and I love this book, and I think everyone involved with this book, including Drew Crowder, the publisher, for hashtag, Bodan, myself, my friend Jeremy, who I have doing the covers for each issue, Jeremy Katanik. I think we're all super excited about this book. I think we all love this book a little bit. So I think we all think it would be an amazing anime. But, so, you know, we're only just a little bit biased. But what do we know, you know? So anyway, this is our love letter, because I know for a fact, Jeremy, myself, we're all of us, super super big manga and anime fans. I mean, I watch way too much anime. By the way, I'm not just gonna say Sword Art Online because everyone watches that, I think, um, or Log Horizon because a good portion of you watch Log Horizon, and if you're not, you should. Or Attack on Titan because I think everyone watches that too. But I'm also gonna say stuff like the new Gundam series. I really love it. Um, God, let's see if I can remember the title. You know what? I'm gonna go to my Crunchyroll queue and I'm gonna say some stuff. And I know I shouldn't. I know this is so maybe tacky and maybe like, what are you doing, doing this stuff? But I just want you guys to see, you know, not just a poser, man. I actually watch a lot of stuff, and I'm gonna out myself as a nerd if you don't like some of this stuff. I do watch some Digimon. I watch Digimon a lot, but some really cool stuff that I love to watch. For example, um, Kill la Kill, but everyone watches that, I think. Magai, a lot of people watch too. Uh, I like. Wait, which is the one that I just started watching, and it's super creepy but super awesome. And it was Bodan that actually told me to watch it. School Live, amazing anime, amazing. Persona 4, I know Bodan loves Persona, just amazing. Uh, Another good one is for all the pervy harem people out there, which I am one. Monster Musume, Everyday Life with Monster Girls, really great. Raka, Braves of the Six Flowers, also good. Gunslinger Stratos, Al Noah Zero, I love Al Noah, so good. Um, Toradora, The World is Still Beautiful. Uh, just a bunch of stuff. Argivolin, I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Argivolin, uh, all all awesome stuff. Check it out. And this is the kind of stuff that influences like our visuals, our ideas, our everything, and it's our love letter. You know, like Guillermo del Toro did a love letter to kaiju monster movies with Pacific Rim. Awesome movie, by the way. This is kind of our thing. This is kind of like our love letter to this genre, which we love so much. We're putting a little bit of an American spin on it, and we're publishing it, and we're hoping people like it, and maybe want to create cosplay based off some of the characters, or just come up to us at a show and be like, man, can I get you to sign something, which I'll always do free of charge, by the way. um, let me know. Put it in the comments. Hit me up. Bodan too. I'll put his link to this. I'll put a link to him, Jeremy, and hashtag Studios Up on the description for this video on YouTube, along with part. It should also be in part 1 too, for everyone who's watching and has watched the first part too. The one thing I will tell you about working on this series is that not only has it been fun, but it's also been super informative as to tropes. Tropes are all there for a reason, and I love tropes, and I have fun with tropes. So if you're reading the book or the books and you find yourself with, one, there's a lot of tropes here, well-known tropes, that's why. I kind of like tropes. They work for a reason, and I'm a sucker for them, So here you can see that I'm doing some basic cell shading for the book. I don't think this book requires a lot of detailed color work. There are panels and pages that I do add a lot of detailed panel work, color work. But by and large, I try to keep it simple because I think the art, the line work, and everything else speaks well for itself. But there are sequences where I'll get carried away. You'll see those sequences if you read the book. You'll be like, dude, haha. So yeah, as you can see, I'm using the lasso tool. And what I do is I select each color. Like for this, I selected the gray of the monster. And I select each color and I cut it and paste it onto its own layer. Now the flat color layer here, which I think I labeled color _ base on the right hand side there, it's locked. You'll see the little lock symbol. So whenever you select a color, cut it and paste it into its own layer, it's automatically locked. And what that does is it locks the transparent pixels so that no matter what I do, you see how the lasso tool goes beyond the gray. It doesn't affect those colors. It doesn't go beyond the gray. It just sticks to the gray. It doesn't go and affect that cooler gray in the background or the pink hair or anything like that from Kelly, or even the sword. You'll see me like going right over the sword and not giving a crap. And that's why I learned a lot of this stuff on my own and from taking some online courses from different artists. I'm gonna make a video soon discussing like the stuff, like who I went to, who I learned from, because I think some of their courses are really worth it. People like Pencil Kings, and there's another gentleman who I forgot his name at the moment, but I'm really bad with names, so you have to forgive me. He works currently for Marvel, doing an Image, doing some of their books. And he also does like a coloring course, and I took his coloring course and I paid for it, and it was worth every penny. That dude is a treasure trove of awesome, and he will talk to you on Twitter and he'll help you. Nicest person I've met in the industry yet. Seriously. I've met quite a few, and some of them are like really rude, but this dude super nice. I will make a video with him and links to his stuff and everything, and you guys will see for yourself. Super nice guy, super helpful too. Michael, I think his name is something. Michael something. God, I forgot. Really nice guy. Really nice guy. Actually, you know what? I can look it up now while I'm narrating. He's helped me out quite a bit. K. Michael Russell. You can find him on Twitter at K. Michael Russell. And he's currently a colorist for books like Judge Dredd, Hack Slash, from Image, IDW, and according to his bio, few things he can't talk about until later on this year. So completely awesome. Check him out. He's awesome. K. Michael Russell. He also does the course on coloring comics professionally, digitally. I think he uses Photoshop. So if you have Photoshop, you can definitely follow him along. And I think you can pick up Photoshop now for about $24 a month. through Adobe's website. So yeah, really good. Here I'm adding complexity to the tree bark behind this guy. It's kind of awesome. The shadows for him. Yeah. Shadows for Kelly and him, plus some of the secondary shadows from the tree bark itself and the light source. It's really cool. It's kind of neat going over and seeing this stuff afterwards when you're no longer doing it, because you realize, while you're working on it, a lot of times as an artist, you think to yourself, oh my God, I suck. Why am I doing this? No one's going to buy the book. But then, like, you see yourself working on it afterwards, like a few weeks afterwards. So at this point, it's been like about 2 or 3 weeks since I did this page. And you realize, hey, I don't suck. I'm actually pretty okay. And this is actually kind of neat. And makes you feel better. And you hope other people feel the same way. So it's all good. And here are the effects. Yeah, I'm adding the effects. The glowy purple blood, which was an idea that I think I just came up with on the moment, and it works. It works. You'll see me do a lot of erasing and correcting and stuff like that. Totally normal. You put something down, you think it's a good idea, then you realize not so great. So you go and you change it up a little bit. And here we go with Kelly, starting on Kelly. Right there, when you saw the very quick selection and then not selected, I picked all the dark pink out and put it on its own layer, like I said before, because of the locking technique, and that lets me be sloppy without really having to worry about it. As you can see, I'm going into the light pink, I'm going into the brown, or the dark charcoal, and nothing's going to be affected when I actually start laying down these shadows, or the shadows, and you'll just notice it'll be like, okay, well, that's kind of neat. And I think K. Michael Russell was the one that actually taught me how to do this. Before this, it was so difficult. I had to try to be super careful and take so much time with my lasso tool. I would try to be Mr. Perfect, and it was such a pain in the butt, But then he taught me that very simple trick, and I was like, what? Why didn't I think about this? You'll see me select, like, these little circles out, like, in the middle of fucking nowhere. Sorry about that. That's mostly because I don't want the little box, the little marquee selection toolbox there you see there at the bottom with all the different things I can do with the selected parts in my way. So I'll just select something further away from when I'm actually working so that it starts away in here. I'm using the blending tool in Manga Studio, which is an amazing tool. They really do have a great blend tool. I think I'm about to go and start doing some highlights here. Yeah, I am. Creating planes. I'm not perfect at it yet, I learn with each book. I'm also the colorist for Tail Wands from #Comics. Amazing book. Morgan Myers is the artist for that book. It's a great book. Lots of good stuff going on there. It's like Harry Potter meets Secret of Nim. So good. With mice. It's so good. I love coloring it because her characters is just so expressive. So it lets me have fun. It lets me have fun with the colors. So you should also check that out from #, if you're interested. # has a lot of books. We have, through #, they have Carpe Noctem, which is a great, like, it's a great, gory, fun vampires in Vegas story, done by Martin Dunn. Derek Fish does all the art duties in that, so if you love Derek Fish, go check this out. So good. We have Tail Wands. We have a new series coming out this year called Cloud Riders, which he hasn't posted any of the art yet, my publisher, but he let me see it. It's amazing art. It makes me feel inadequate. Really good art. We also have Souls Eternal. This coming out this year, which is the book I'm very proud of. I'm working on. You see it here. Very good. And we also have, one other book. I think it's a zombie title, also with Martin Dunn at the helm of that and stuff. It's A Time to Die, I think it is. Yeah, I think it's A Time to Die. It's very, very good. Very, very good. So check out hashtag comics. Look them up on Comixology or Diamond. We're in Diamond if you want to look us up on Diamond. Or just Google us. Hashtag comics, hashtag studios. I'm very proud to be working for this company. They do really good work, really good independent work. So if you're looking for comics that are not the same old retreads, not that there's anything wrong, because I'm a big Marvel and DC and Valiant and Dark Horse nut. That's what I collect. But if you're looking for something different, definitely give hashtag a try. We try our hardest to put out really good work. It's not the same old retread. And yeah, I think I'm almost done. Well, 500% speed. Makes it look like I'm in and out. Like I can crank like 7 of these out in a day. I wish. They make my paydays a lot better. So yeah, these are extremely sped up. So keep that in mind. I know some guys can go and do these things super fast. I am not one of those guys. I think here I'm gonna lay down a background. Trying to find a good angle, good resolution here. Oh yeah. All right. So here, yeah, I'm laying down a sky texture. I got these textures from Hi-Fi How to Color Comics using the Hi-Fi method. It's a book. It came with CD-ROM. Lots of cool stuff I still use years later. Not always, but there's times where I do use them a lot because it's still useful. I guess I decided to reverse the whole thing. Go with another route. What I do here. Secrets! Alright. Here you see me messing around with the tool. Easy to do, like I said, Manga Studio geared, like I said in the previous video, geared towards comics. So everything here is geared towards comics. It's not hard to find a setting, it's not hard to do anything, and if you think it is hard, if you look at this and you're overwhelmed, totally okay. They got a whole series of how-tos on the website for the software. And it's done by a guy who's a comic book artist, and he solely focuses on the things that he's needed and we all need, and you wind up walking away pretty good. One of my good friends, Jeremy Hobbs, amazing artist, works with CAE Studios and Martin Dunn, Joshua Black. He took like the series because when he left Photoshop to come to Manga Studios, and he took the tutorials, and he's a pro now. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I think this is the end of the video coming up here. And hit me up. Patreon, Instagram, Twitter. Peace. Have a great New Year's. And love you guys.